back to the grind. Welcome back to Final Fantasy 14. Today, instead of carrying on the main story, we shall question the formula of the music. Because I took a look at the feed before I uploaded it, and it's like, fun music element. I was just like, my voice. Maybe I'm just not doing things loud enough. Or maybe I just didn't have the mic close enough to my mouth. It's a bit hard to, it's a basic yay snowball, to be fair. So yes, welcome to what will be a grind session of arcanist. However, we can actually, we've hit level 60, you see. That was something that I noticed, and a good 30 quid later, and, well, not 36, and well, we have access to more. I've gone and gotten Dawn Trail. We actually technically have access to other classes. I.e. we've got Gunbreaker here, which is a level 60 class, though it gives you some decent stuff, I guess. So we can at least pick up the quest. And we can do the same with Dancer in Limsa. These are the Shadowbringers quests. These are the Shadowbringers classes specifically. We're not going to actually use them because I'm complaining of being level 60 on White Mage. What do you think I'm going to do? But, choosing to accept this quest, oi mate, fancy making yourself useful? Listen close, a gang of highwaymen have been applying their trade around here these last few days. We're trying to flush them out. They're slivery buggers though, so we need all the help we can get. That's where you come in. We spotted them lurking in the bramble patch, and we're getting ready to spring our trap. All you have to do is collar anyone who strikes you as a bit shifty and raise the alarm even. We'll take care of the rest. And we get the Shadowbringers quest accepted music. Lovely stuff. Although we will not do it at the moment, we can do that when we head back into the East Shroud at a later point. Anyway, we're off to Limsa. Break from the Pokemon, eh? And yeah, funny enough, from Pokemon we're going to be grinding. So anyway, heading over this way first and foremost, nets us an eager Luminsian with Shall We Dance? This will unlock the dancer quest. Oh good sir, you can spare a moment. Yes, of course you can. You see, I've just witnessed a performance most marvellous, and I simply must tell someone about it. What sort of performance, you ask? Why, none other than a troupe of travelling dancers hailing from Wazat Han across the sea. I dare say their bold, exotically beautiful motions are like nothing our worm has ever seen. Adventurers like you are always on the lookout for stimulating new experiences, are you not? You simply must witness this spectacle for yourself. Just follow this road toward the Covenant of the Dutiful Sisters, and you're one smack dab into the stage, where they've set up the square. And so, this quest actually requires us to just head down over that way over towards the Rose Guild. We'll do that later. Again. I.e., we're picking them up for the moment. I'm not going to unlock them right now. I kind of want to have in my gear set list. Okay, mine is in the way, but I kind of want Scholar to be somewhere around here-ish. So, you know. Anyway, I do want to just check. Do we have level 5? Yep, we do. What's in the box? Right. So we'll just ignore that. And that for the moment. There we go. Now we can ignore the main quest too. This is our focus. What's in the box requires us going over to the Dodos and the Tiny Manticoras. They can be found in middle and lower, but the marker will tell us to go to lower. So yeah, we're heading back into the basics, aren't we? Ooh, arcanist. We are becoming the book person. Oh, I'm still using Mikote stuff on this level thing? Okay, well, whatever. Onwards to adventure of the lower level stuff once again. Hooray! You know what? I didn't actually finish getting from Charge up to Black Mage, did I? You would call that a toad. I just bring out a huge fuck off size toad. This is a toad. I suppose I should summon me Chocobo. Carbuncle. So yeah. The quest starts off relatively simple, just murder some dodos, murder some mandragoras, We put up this quest ages ago at this point. You know what? I haven't got my window yet. But to be fair, it was quite clouded earlier. And then I realised, oh wait, no, I'm going to need the window open still anyway. Because wind spites are on our hunting log. So nice up to level 2. Besides, we want to get to level 5 to get Scholar, so... No, and something as well. Might as well pick up some, you know? When we're at 5. Because Arcanist in and of itself becomes Summoner, but also it grants you access to Scholar, which is a neat little thing. Oh, and fun fact, apparently in the mobile version, they're separate completely, which is interesting. I understand why they chose to do that. I can see the reasoning behind it. But no, people have been documenting the differences between current where you do one-form content here on console or PC, which is the most basic way of doing it, and how currently base 2.0 content is in Realm Reborn on the mobile. And it is quite literally 2.0. Missing one or two things that you can do in the 2.0 stuff, but not stuff that. But it was stuff that wasn't part of Realm Reborn. Something like Pass of the Dead that was actually introduced in Heavensward. So, you know what? Fair enough. But I think it's not worth going, oh, how dare there not be Pass of the Dead from the word go. Maybe they're trying to make sure that it's implemented correctly. Who knows? Who knows? Although apparently Lands of the Ancients is already there for Crystal Tower shenanigans, and it's an 8-man instead of it being 24-man. Interesting. Of course, at the moment, mobile-wise, it is only in China, so we have to deal with that to an extent. But hey, you know. Now I've got an egg power soul. Let's hold an umbrella. Look at us go. Sadly, we don't get reduced full speed when we use an umbrella. That's a shame. Oh well. Anyway, so for the first time many times, I've gone to the... this could be one of many times where I accidentally go to the wrong bleeding stupid thing. But anyway, since I've got the title of the Silver Lining, there is no way people will think, oh, this is just some random arcanist. Definitely not. Some new person with a similar name to someone else you might have seen running around. Thankfully at this point. Also the Fat Cat might be proof of that, but still. Anyways. From the game. I'm just going to say it wrong. Welcome back, Chris. It appears your coordination with Carbuncle is progressing at a satisfactory pace. Shall we test your growing acumen with a more practical examination? A worker on Melvin's Gate requires to inspect and record the contents of an incoming cargo. To simulate such a task, I have had several crates transported to the cliff south of the Sapphire Gate. I want you to examine those crates, then return the inspected cargo here to me. You would be surprised at the depths to which some merchants will sink to deter our custom agents from performing through investigations. False bottoms, rotting foodstuff, flesh-eating falcon. I suggest be prepared for any eventuality. While we head over to Sapphire Gate, so fun fact, I did a magic game using the Thunder Junction Precon I've got, and I got to up to 80 health. So I then learnt that commander damage is a thing. So me getting hit repeatedly by a commander of 1515 probably wasn't the wisest decision. So yeah, I lost. But anyway, now this, if you were playing this before they changed the Carbuncle to just be useless unless you press several buttons, this used to be more painful. Because your Carbuncle would have an AoE attack, that would of course attract all the Dwarf Rats, you'd be level 5, do the maths. Because even at lower levels, even if the enemy is at a lower level even, just because you might be able to take them on one at a time doesn't mean you can take them all on as a group. Especially since, and hey, if it was like it currently is, yeah, we wouldn't have a way of doing AoE till there. Pardon me. We wouldn't get until level 26. So, you know, Oh yeah. There we are. I'm just thinking, right, we did it. We protected the crate. No, we want the crate. And I'm just being dumb. I've got myself distracted, haven't I? I don't expect as many fuses with thingy. By the way, I have to do this stream today because tomorrow there's the maintenance, as per usual. And I'm a Cote reading a book. Who chooses to just lie on their stomach there, you know? I am not a threat. Pray ignore my presence for the present and allow me a moment to cogitate. Cogitate? Oh, fucking wordy words. No, I don't know why, but I suddenly got the urge to punch Yui on J again. Oh well. Halt! I must read this thrilling chapter. The reaction to my sudden appearance was within expected parameters, but I must admit I did not expect so proficient a performance against the enemies set against you. Yet, effective though your tactics were, I spied much room for improvement. As I watched you battle, the wheels in my mind whirled into motion, as they are wont to do, inventing other possible strategies you might have employed. Oh, I'm sorry for using 2 of my brain cells against 2 level 5 enemies. Let's see, taking into account your current levels of ability, factoring in the Aetheric constant, multiplying by the number of opponents, and applying your tactics to other potential combat scenarios. Oh dear, my calculations indicate failure upon encountering threat level 9785. I feel like Square time travelled to the future, know that I would over exaggerate numbers, like that, and went, haha, perfect. For God's sake. We actually now get to see her face, and yeah, she looks cute. Well, we'll have to see what we can do about that. Though the opportune window to do so has passed, I would nevertheless introduce myself. I'm Kalia, a Milvan's Gate Assessor. Acting Guildmaster Fumdane elected me to oversee your training, and provide any necessary guidance and instruction in the field of Arcanima. The arcane powers of an arcanist, as it were. From what I have observed thus far, you have an admirable grasp of the fundamentals. I do, however, wish to confirm one small detail. Regarding your choice of arcane geometries, what factor did most influences your actions during battle? And we get 3 options. Desire to outwit an enemy. Yeah. Being able to outwit enemies is fun. A potential for amusement. So anyway, I'm switching over to Blue Mage now, because that's obviously the more amusing class that does spells. Or, with just a good 2 shoes, I simply do what feels right. I like the idea of the second option. I don't think it really matters, but eh. Aha! Just as I predicted. And now I have the final element needed to perform another calculation. The probability of you becoming a arcanist of note is 90%. Give or take 0.5%. Oof, maybe it's 89.5. Oof. I'm just not that good. Yes, the certainty is quite high. After all, I only know of one other petitioner who responded to my question in the same manner. It was the man who bestowed upon me this grimoire, the Guildmaster himself. Oh, so he deigns to give you a book, but he can't be bothered to come in. Ugh, fucking attendant. Skivers, fucking brother. While our inscrutable leader is, as I'm sure you've heard, on an indefinite leave of absence, aka he's too much of a pussy to do his job, he did leave us with his most notorious saying to date. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one situation into the desired reality. No matter how gifted you and I might be, however, the instantaneous manipulation of reality that might cause us to suddenly become mighty arcanists is beyond our present abilities. Discipline and experience is the finest strategy in this case. I suggest you continue to focus on refining your attitude with Carbuncle. Mastery with an arcane entity will greatly improve your success as a wielder of Arcanima. It also might make you better at Puyo. I have played a Puyo Tetris before. I like the Tetris part. Here ends your lesson for today. But return directly to the guild. I believe Mistress from the game is waiting some inspected cargo. And what of myself? I am off to the fields, of course. The tactics I reasoned out earlier must be attempted in real-life scenarios. Theory is all well and good, but there's no substitute for actual combat. We will meet again soon. And soon we shall. Obviously, we'll need to get to level 10 before we get the next quest, but nevertheless, off she goes. Bye. Right, anyways, back to the Arcanist Guild. Oh. So here's the thing, if I got White Mage up to 70, we'd be doing even more, we would have access to even more classes. Because it would be the Endwalker stuff at 70, right? What are you thinking? Because that would be Sage and Reaper. And then I believe we do need to get to 80 for Fight and pick the monster, but oh well. Plenty of people just standing around in them. So, oh, another change that apparently is in the mobile version is that you just start in older. And that's makes me question how you're doing the class quests, you know, considering the guilds are, you know, not in older for quite a few of them. Ah, Chris, have you returned with the cargo? Yes, I have. Here's a practice crate. Yes, everything seems to be in order. Relatively clear of blood and other gore. That could be something of a problem in our profession, you understand. I also had word from Kalia regarding your performance. She seemed eager to continue your training. Hurrah! An odd lass, I'll admit, but the guild can boast no find of mind for tactics. You do well to heed the instructions he offers, particularly that which touches on the diligent approach to our art. Did you perhaps notice the bad tone Kalia carries? That initiates Grimoire has served her from the day she entered the guild. She has her reasons, but it's admittedly strange to see it kept all the way to her present position as Foreseer. I fear such an intense focus on Arcanima has led her to overlook other important aspects of life. As our master strategist guide to your arcanist training, I hope that you might return the favour and help broaden her own perspective somewhat. Don't worry, and make her understand how it is to love. No, don't take that seriously. But enough of such matters for the moment. You have done well this day. Continue your practice of carbuncle, as Kalia has bid. I'll be here when the time comes for your next lesson. Indeed, you will be, and we'll happily take those 10 pieces off. And level Grimoire. We need to get to level 10 for the next quest, so the only thing we really should be doing at the moment is the hunting log. Apparently I could have killed some lambs in the middle also, and put catchlings. And let's see what's in lower. Bogies, and then we get some lower ones, and then the pirate stuff. Okay. I don't remember every single hunting log off by heart. That's just how it goes. But back into Middle Monossia for the moment, as we'll go and kill some lost lambs, because apparently we haven't done that yet. To be fair, because we're not doing this alongside all of the Limsa quests that you can pick up on the first time you get to each of the city-states, it means that we haven't had a reason to kill these lambs. Not since I probably was doing the Festus Grove or Marauder. Of course we get Adel, I'll put that there because while it has a use, it's not really useful as class. The hatchlings are here. There's a fate ongoing. I don't know how long it's gone on for. We'll ponder into it while we're... Oh, Overnight Migration is actually currently very much active in quite a nice amount. We'll do this. This next more XP. Hooray! Damage be more damage. Excellent insight. Genius knows no bounds when it comes to the power of words. Ooh, some of them are actually spawning close enough to me now. Way. Hang on, that's bad. They're attacking. No! That's another thing. A fate like this one, where there's like all these level 5 mobs, that would be painful if the carbuncle still had its area attack. It just would be. Though it's a shame that we just don't have an area attack. Because that could be useful for... Because this is the thing. The fact we don't get an AoE to level 26 means you don't get access to doing an AoE attack till 4K. Maybe total whack, depending on how the level sync chooses to go about it. So, you know, level 26, maybe you'd be able to use it in Total Whack, but most likely you're going to be using it in Hawkeye, and that's the first time you have it, and it's not... I mean, it's good to have it for Hawkeye. Don't get me wrong. Having it for some of the groups in Hawkeye Manor, that's a good thing. I'm not gonna say no, we shouldn't have it. We should wait until, well, we need to not have an AoE option until Stone Vigil, or hell, even Fair if you're doing the optional dungeons, and because that's just not good. That's not good at all, Dragoon. But still. Right, down here are the bogies. If you started a club with a class that starts in Limsa, you have to actually go down here as part of the quest. This is where you would meet the Stola. But of course we didn't, because we started in Gridania. Of course, naturally, we started in the place that has the least amount of relevance half the time. I don't know, I like the forests more than the deserts, but I certainly do. I do think that the idea of pirates is neat, but the execution of an island that has like some jungle, some not jungle, just makes me go, I prefer just full-on forest. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I don't know. But anyway, over here, the grounded pirates we gotta fight. Now, if we do this correctly, we won't have to fight all of the enemies here. Probably because I don't need to. No, we have to wait for them. Right, okay. It's a case of using Ruin. Myriad of fates going on. Good, we're going to attack the pirate. Ooh, almost level 10. Okay, well, with that we should probably just make sure, yep, we have gear that we can equip. And we should probably just showing complete, lower, lower, lower. Lightning spikes can be found elsewhere, but let's just go lower than us here. Let's do those entries. I want to point a thing out. I think because at the moment I've potentially, in terms of games of Magic, I'm basically playing red, white, black a whole bunch. I think I prefer having Olivia Upland's Outlaw just because the flying doesn't require me to mill myself. This is my point to be made about the Final Fantasy VI there, from the Final Fantasy stuff. Because at the end of the day, milling's cool and all, but half the time you're just going to mill cards that are not what you wanted milled. And I think that's actually the issue, more than anything else. And holy shit, we've got a quest! We actually have a quest here, what the hell? Oh, we also have a quest over there, but that, oh, what goes around, so... Oh, have I just not done the quests around here? Huh. Oh, maybe I was planning to do that with arcanist then. Because, or maybe I could do it with Rogue. Rogue's only level 7, I could do that with Rogue then. Oh, we can do this quest. Fire and Brimstone. Would it now say anything bad? No one. Leather boots are not better than what we've got because we already got leather boots. So it's not worth it. Right, so the buzzards are over here, and then the lightning sprites are going to be in the opposite direction. Just to really hammer it home about how the hunting log works. We we've hit level 10 and we get a myriad of new spells. Yes, new spells. We should probably actually look at what they do once we've killed this buzzard. Right. First of all, nope. First of all, sleep. We'll just put on this hotbar alongside Addle because that's more a general thing. But the overflow gauge, when using energy drain, you get overflow gauge, which will require to perform certain actions, and then of course the trans gauge stuff is still there. Anyway, so yes, we now have access to energy drain. It deals unexpected damage with a potency of 200, while Fester deals an unexpected damage with a potency of 340 at the cost of an overflow gauge, which you need to use energy drain to get 2 of. Lovely stuff. Then Resurrection, Topaz and Emerald. So we actually don't get much more other than the additional carbuncle forms and the AoE variants. So yeah, for the time being, let's head down to the lightning spots. Just get that entry done and dusted. Then we'll head off and do the level 10 quest. Because the thing is, we've got to get to level 15 to be able to start doing stuff like Zatasha. That's the point to be made every single time. And we can do it through duty support all the time, which is lovely. Lovely stuff. But yeah, I've been on a real magic bender when it comes to not things that I'm doing off stream. Like, I have played just a whole bunch of Magic the Gathering. And on the one hand, it's entertaining. On the other hand, I wish I would win games more. Sometimes, like, how did I blow such a good amount of health? You know what? I need to add to that. I need to add to my red, white, black deck that I've got down there. I need to add like one of those like win cards that is just like if you have X amount of life, you win kind of affair. Oh, you know what? Because it's black, I could add that one card that is if you're at 13 health, you either win or lose, which is up to me, or something. No, wait, no, or it's just like you lose when you're on 13 health, that sort of thing. I don't remember the name of the card for it off the top of my head. I think because it's an annoying name, and I don't like remembering annoying names. Although, to be fair, I would probably get shut out in an actual tournament, because apparently, I saw an image of what the top 8 bracket was, and it was like, oh, we have Aggro Wed, and is it prowess? That's it. And it's just like, oh god, that reminds me of Tearlament format in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where everyone was using Tearlament. And of course, me being a scrub not doing that meant that I was definitely not going to be playing competitively for a while. And that includes on Master Duel. Like, turns out playing Kaijus against Tearlaments didn't go too well. Anyway, tactical planning, the level 10 arcanist quest. Yes, Chris, the time for your next lesson is upon us. You're keeping well, I trust. Taking the occasional brisk walk. Yeah, I am. One cannot form sound thoughts if one fails to maintain a sound body. I'm trying from again. I don't read the video games to remind me as well that doctors are idiots. Now, assuming you have been following Kalia's instructions, you should be able to face the more dangerous threats found in Western Enosia. I speak of roselings and wild jackals, and yes, I would have you vanquish 3 of each. 'Tis the perfect sample size. The first acts of a preliminary test case, the second to test your hypothesis, the third to perfect the tactics you've devised. Speaking of which, I trust your strategy will consist of more than simply flinging ruin over and over again. How did you know that's what I was going to do? You are not the novice you once were. Your skills in the field ought to reflect that. If you find yourself wanting further approaches, consider assault with ruin in tandem with attacks from your carbuncle. When timed appropriately, you can deal a crippling blow to your opponent. See, some of this dialogue, maybe, you know, dialogue that only makes sense if you were playing the game when arcanists had some different skills to them. Because they got rid of bio, they changed carbuncle so it doesn't attack outside of you going, now, Ruby Carbuncle, hit the thing. It's like how we're going to get dialogue that's going to be based around when you would specifically summon the Topaz Carbuncle because you were wanting it to do a form of aggro instead of in the game. As in, it would be able to do a bit of a mini tanking effect. I understand why they did change that. I think Hunter in World of Warcraft proved the point that being able to take aggro from the tank is not a good thing. It just isn't. That's a bad thing I really want. You know what? You know what? The one thing I would love to see with other, with the mobile versions, maybe a little less on the screen sometimes. Because like, look, the carbuncle thing's just in the way. Sometimes it feels like, you know. But yeah. Oh, I hope we're not playing the Sling Ruin. It's like I have much choice at level 10. But yeah, we can do a tandem attack with the Infester. It's energy drain. So, you know, it's not like there's no way to do this thing. Right, so go back to Lenza. Technical planning. I do think sometimes it's a little annoying that we have to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth in order to do the class quests. I do think it can be annoying sometimes, but if the objective makes sense for that to how it needs to be done, then I'm not going to be too complainy. Welcome back, Chris. How did it feel to conquer such ferocious foes? Let us ride that wave of triumph onto an even more demanding and dangerous challenge. Your next training exercise will have your accompanying force Kalia on one of her inspections. This experience will afford you an opportunity to witness firsthand the practical application of Arcanima. Pray do not tarry, Chris. Right. Kalia waits you on the floor below with further details. Right, time to go and speak with her. Let's put on a good face. Okay. Anyways. Chris slowly starts having a thing for Makote's. No. You know what? There was a part of me that was being like, you know what? I'll play Final Fantasy. Outside of myself, I'll avoid having to talk to cats. Then I can get the attempts of drawing Mouse Squad out of my head. But, you know, maybe I should legit look up some furry porn of Pokemon and go, aha, so that's how you draw them. I'm not taking myself seriously today, am I? A timely appearance, as I expected. Shall we proceed directly to the job at hand? I've been tasked with examining the wares of a goblin peddler caravan won by the Boyle Stocks family. Yeah. Our agents... who knows? Our agents suspect these beastmen merchants of dealing in forbidden goods. Ooh. As such, I have calculated that announcing an inspection has a 60% chance of inviting physical violence. Oh, only 60%? Oh, that seems like the odds are in our favour for once. I have prepared a strategy to respond to this possible shift into hostilities, but there is an important precondition you should be made aware of before we discuss the final points of my plan. Though I am considered gifted in the formations of tactics, I lack the reflexes and coordination necessary to employ many of those self-same strategies on the field of battle. Pray keep this factor in mind, and adjust your perceptions accordingly. Ah, so I'm going to have to be doing most of the fighting. Damn you. Now, should the goblins offer battle, you are to execute combat pattern 1345, or 1345, otherwise known as stratagem focus fire. You and your combat will concentrate your attacks on a single foe, and one by one the enemy will wither under the combined onslaught. Probability of victory, 95%. Reports place the peddlers in the vicinity of the cookpot, in Middle Enosia. I will depart immediately to assess the situation. Seek me out once you arrive. Well, Middle Enosia is not too hard to get to be fair, so we'll be there real quick. Right. Okay, so simple enough objective. We can then hunt and work our way to level 15, do the level 15 quest, and then start running dungeons. Hooray! Suffolk. And hey, you know, we do speed things up by being at a point where we have flying. The fact that I've got that able to be in my head still, like just randomly while you're on foot music is cool. Because it means that the music resonated. Let's pet Kalia. Alright, enough horsing around. I gently pat her. Just find something that's incredibly palatable nearby and just... I enforce the Kalia of Melfield's Gate. You are to cease all transactions and surrender your goods for inspection. Nasty sneaky peekers, gubbies, spit up land and nosy eyes on stabby iron. I can translate this. They are going to stab us with a knife. Which means that we've transported ourselves from Middle Renosia to the south, to the north of London. Well, maybe even the south of London. Point is, we're now in London and some twat is going to stab us with a knife. Darn. I'm allowed to make fun of London because I think London is a shite place. Anyway, a predictably aggressive response. Very well, Chris. Remember what we discussed. Yeah. Abracadabra. Oh my god, magic, no! Chris, now, execute Sergeant Focus Fire. Strike now with all your might. Do not forget the precondition. Adjust your tactics accordingly. Thankfully, she actually does utilize a topaz. Chris, switch to combat pattern 2538. Evasive maneuvers. Ah, yes, because one of the things here has the power of bomb toss. And we hit level 11. Hooray! Nope. An excellent decision. Yeah, indeed it was. The combat style gives me an idea. What, standing around slinging ruin? I must formulate a new tactic. The battlefield is yours. And she just cocks off. God damn it, Kalia. Well, at least now we can just finish off these goblins. Maybe I do need to go into the sides or something, just lower like the music or something. But we'll do that when we're not in power. Just, yeah, the music in Ramu's fight was a lot lower than I thought it'd be. Right, okay. System config. Turn everything down. I have to do it so manually. I'll keep voice up. That's right, that should be fine. Yeah, that should be fine. Nicely done. Adaptation, improvisation. I might have been observing our beloved guildmaster himself in action. This was the perfect example of how the strategy for a given task should be tailored to the abilities of the assessor. In other words, before you begin formulating your tactics, it is necessary to fully understand your own strengths and weaknesses. On that note, there's another question I would ask you. When it comes to improving the probable success of a strategy, do you consider it more effective to concentrate on playing to your strengths, or showing up your weaknesses? Covering our weaknesses is a good idea. Oh, again you responded as the Guildmaster once did. I'm emphasize the probability for your potential to attain greatness to 97%. You are one to keep an eye on. That much is certain. I know, I'm great, aren't I? But to return to the subject of battle plans, your calculations must include an accurate assessment of your available techniques and their relative effectiveness. This requires you to be quickly aware of your own limits, the limits of your allies, and the characteristics of your enemies. I believe that covers everything for today. Please return to the guild and make your report to Mistress from the gym. Till next we meet. I shall obey here until the Yellow Jacket's wife to take the peddlers into custody. My strategies will keep me company. The power of books means it means that we're able to read while waiting for people whose job it is to actually deal with illegal activities actually show up. Of course, that is when they're not themselves doing illegal shit. Because of course they do. Anyway, back to the Arcanist Guild, do that day, and then we'll do more hunting love because that's all we've got. Apparently, and oh yeah, just every so often, just randomly, it's just everything in my head is just SSXV. Which is weird considering I like drifting more. It's weird. But, I think I've run over that point before. Gabbing discussion stuff is a bit hard to say when all I've been doing is playing Magic. Back from the field quiz. Kalia contacted me with a summary of events, or you know, Pokemon, but we'll talk more about Pokemon when I'm playing Pokemon. Seems you were treated to a lecture on knowing thyself. A particular lesson is ordinarily taught only to intermediate practitioners. Whereas Division's store of combat experience from which to draw, it's difficult to fully appreciate the profundity of such a seemingly simple truth. Nevertheless, I feel confident that you will soon be ready for a more ambitious assignment. Keep to your studies and obtain the ways at the edge of your mind. Ah yes, the power of one's mind. And of course, Topaz Teachings, which will net us the Topaz Carbuncle and Enhanced A for Charge, which gives us Topaz Arcanum to, upon executing A for Charge, will be obtained at level 15 through the quest. So for the time being, let's get back to our hunting log. Where we got to go and fight the... I forgot to fight the Galagos. Ah, I need to go back to lower than us. Oh, I was just using the fucking ace in that. That's the one issue with lower than us here. I think I've made that case way too many times. It's just not good placement of an Aetherite. Making the way to the place with the enemy. Because I'd rather not talk about politics. Because I think it's dumbfounded to have to argue whether or not dropping bombs on a country is bad or not, when 9 times out of 10 it's usually a bad idea. Especially when you're just going to use the playbook from what multiple decades ago. So, you know, I guess I have to say it in my opinion. But, honestly, I don't get cults. I honestly do not get them at all. How do cult leaders have... The number of times when it's like, hang on, this is the person that's leading this super big, huge cult that damages tons of lives? How? It actually baffles me sometimes how ugly they look. And it's like, it has to be because they have like a bunch of money and people just want the money. That has to be it. Or am I just dumb? Right, so this is all Western Nanossia shenanigans and a bit lower. Yeah, a little bit lower as well because the egg diggers. Let's go 5, let's go 5, let's go 5. Yeah, so I look too, outside of occasional those Dobus and the quick wins, we will be post haste. Well, not fighting that one. That one's level 17. We don't have an intro with David Bowie because I'm just some class many years after his death. You know, people always have their Christmas traditions. There was a long while where every single year, guaranteed, I would see the snowman animation thing with that intro from a younger David Bowie. And that's been around, that short animated thing is been around for years. Because the original story's been around for years. Every year my parents would make sure that I watched Muppets Christmas Carol. And to be fair, Muppets Christmas Carol is an amazing version of Christmas Carol. At the end of the day, maybe I just got a bit sick of Christmas carols, but as a story. Of course, every year you have to hear the people going, aha, Die Hard's a Christmas film, let's watch Die Hard, and then you slap them in the face. Either because you're just sick to death of them recommending you to watch Die Hard when you've already seen it for the 18th billionth time already. Oh, I did end up on that. Or you just happen to be in front of the line of people slapping someone for having to start that fucking argument again of whether or not it is a Christmas film. And it doesn't matter. It's a film that takes place during Christmas, so I guess that's a good qualifier for it being a Christmas film. But it's not about Christmas, which sounds like it shouldn't count for Christmas film status. That's the point. Is that you can make an argument up till the cows come home. At the end of the day, it's just not a fun argument to have. I honestly think that Christmas special. Oh, and of course, for a long while, forced to sit down on Christmas Day and watch Doctor Who. Doctor Who Christmas special. That's cool and all when they're good. Yeah, pardon me. I'm not saying that every year there was some good Doctor Who going on. That's why it's a shame that the year 1976 was only around for a year. For the record, I wasn't around at that point in time, so I can't justifiably say, oh yeah, no, that was a good television experience. I can't. Okay, am I lagging? I'm seeing a text hit, and then the hell goes down. I think longer than they should. Hell, if I look on OBS, it doesn't look as fluid. Well, anyways, where am I flying? Let me go to Western. Head over to Swift Perch, find the ones that are in the first part of Western, and then find the stuff that's in the second part of Western. That's how that works. Funnily enough. The roselings we don't need, the wild jackals we don't need, but the dodos we do need. Hello dodos. Whoa, fat ones. And it's not me being rude, it's just what they're called. Someone chose to write it into all the bestiaries. This be the fat dodo. They've managed to eat so much they became fat. So we can't just call them dodos anymore. How the hell do they still exist? That's all. Or it could be that their size is because they just have a real huge fuck off egg inside their body. Like, I just obtained a dodo. And you got the code. Also, once it's built, sure. Ooh, and we took a tenderloin and some animal hides off of that one. I didn't realise that while I'm busy slinging runes at more dodos, I happen to be able to skin it. Or maybe that's what the fat cat was doing. Fat cat, you got a knife? Come on. So then again, the best answer it could give to me right now is just a meow. Maybe it hates other things that have fat in the name. If so, that's rather... Fat cat, stop being mean. I love Fat Cat. Fat Cat's some of the cats in the neighborhood are also really nice cats. Some of them are a lot more friendlier than others. Not a fan of the one that has had the natural trying to clamber into my home. I'm not really one for wanting that to be happening. Just out of sensibilities. Like, I don't, like, I have rooms that are not in a good enough state for random animals to just go running into or willy-nilly, because, you know, I don't intend on animals getting in. Then they do, and I'm like, ah, fuck, you know? And the thing is, there's not much you can do when one may try to run in, when you've got your shopping in both your hands, so you can't do much about it. And it's even more annoying when you've got a heavy shopping, so it's just like, oh goody, I may drop all these heavy objects, just because a cat's decided to try and infiltrate my place. That's never a fun thing to have occur, but, you know. I think some of the cats might just love the idea of being inside people's homes. Who knows? Alright, that's that hunting log. Those cats. You know, I realized I'm a lot more reactive to Pokemon, but I think that's just because of the turn-based stuff. See, this is the thing. People will say, like, I'm sick to death of the arguments like, oh, Final Fantasy needs to become turn-based again. And it's like, Final Fantasy's always try to do things in either more of a hybrid way or just straight up full-on action RPG. They've always done that, and I argue 4 would have been better if it was just pure turn-based. Pardon me, because I think 4 suffers from it being the fast one with the active time bar. Honestly, just out of it. It feels unbalanced. 5 and 6 and 7, basically 5 onwards, they actually did balance it better. That's the point I'm making. We get Topaz's teaching, so it's our next first away. You know, that's good. So yeah, we've hit level 15. There's a bunch of wrestling Nausea shenanigans we can do for the hunting walk in due time. We're right by the boat. We might as well just take that and then use the Ethernet. No. 40 gil. Which is actually cheaper than teleporting. I'll admit. Laminza Casey. See, obviously Mikote, this Mikote me is just obviously Gridanian fur. Using Tigress, are you sleeping properly? As best as I can during a heat wave. One's reasoning can suffer without sufficient rest and recuperation. Should you deem yourself fit for duty, pray make your way down to the practice floor. Pardon me. Forseer Kalia has requested you accompany her on another official inspection. Hooray! There is, however, a requirement for your participation. The Forseer will explain the situation. Simple enough logic. Off we go. Come along, Fat Cat and Carbuncle. Let us adventure down flight of stairs. I know how to get down these stairs quickly. Wee! Ow, 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 ow. Obviously, no, let's not do that. And then I trip up these stairs and crack my skull open. Galia! I was beginning to think I miscalculated, Chris. Thank you for coming. I will soon be boarding a trading vessel suspected of smuggling. Ooh, smugglers, hey? All merchant ships that make use of limbs of the Minster's ports are subject to inspection by Malvin's Gate's assessors. It's a routine I perform daily. In the case of smugglers, however, there is a 75% probability of encountering resistance. Thus, I would appreciate your company during this assignment. It is now that we must discuss the requirement of which you were informed. Though I have full confidence in your martial expertise, it is imperative that you first acquire the ability to summon Topaz Carbuncle. Such knowledge will be released to you contingent on your acceptance of this duty. I accept the work. Very good. The arcane entity given form by the Topaz geometry will further expand your offensive capabilities. With such an ally in command, even the harshest enemies will falter before you. Indeed, you cannot conduct such dangerous spot inspections without its support. Please return to Mistress Funbani Jin and inform her of your participation. I'll join you once I've completed some final adjustments to my tactical formula. Alright, back up we go. Just to go, hey, now you can use Topaz Carbuncle. See, a Final Fantasy for live action, I could just... Final Fantasy, see, here's the thing, in the style of the Minecraft movie, just Final Fantasy 14, you would just have someone go, Carbuncle, and people would be like, yay! I'll keep making that, oh, I just skipped dialogue. But I do not hesitate to employ this entity in combat should the inspection turn sour. Indeed we shall. Wow, we'll have to utilise it alongside the Ruby Carbuncle and just normal do nothing Carbuncle because, you know. But huzzah! Summon Topaz! So let us just quickly move it to the B button. There we go. And now over the whales. We're going off the whales on a crazy train. The mercenaries Gusvin and Eshtota are here to assist with the inspection. Hooray! Both are old hands when it comes to escorting Kalia during her more dangerous duties. Well met, Chris. My spells are at your disposal. It's nice to see a big, huge fuck-off person be a healer. This won't be the first time we're expecting trouble, but as long as we follow the Force's tactics and keep a clear head, we'll come through just fine. Ah, Rogadins. Love to see them. The Morning Star is preparing to dock in the airport. We'll meet our first challenge, however, before we even board the vessel. It's almost certainly that the merchant ship has hired a thug or two to accost us at the pier. I calculate the probability at 98%. Crew wish to avoid attacking us on deck, you see, as that would all but trumpet their criminal intentions to the world at large. Now, once we do manage to clear the whales, we will face a deck crowded with armed sailors. For a small pie such as ours, the most effective strategy will be to incapacitate individual foes as swiftly as possible. Each opponent we down is one less weapon raised against us. It's imperative that we do not allow ourselves to become tangled in multiple, drawn-out skirmishes, lest we be overwhelmed. I call this stratagem hammerful. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one situation into the desired reality. Keep those words in mind, Chris. It's time we departed. Let us regroup before the main gates of the airport. Indeed we shall. We can take the boat there from the dock bit near the Dutiful Sisters, so in the Fisherman's Guild, so we'll do that. Easy enough. Fisherman's Guild, don't want to go to Hawker's Alley, that would be the wrong one. That would be a waste of our time, a waste of your time, and more importantly, a waste of the game's time. Off to Elport. So, that unicorn is sighted in airport. Huh, the unicorn man. Right, well, they ain't the inspector, so we don't have to worry about him. Hey, okay, woo. I don't know. I'm saying more. Let's be about our task, Chris. Pray inform the steersman at the pier that we are ready to conduct our inspection. Should funds be offered, you are to execute stratagem hammerful. Do not forget the tactics of both your shield and your weapon. Indeed. For you see, the power of the arcanist comes from using one's brain. I know, a deadly idea. Hello, steersman. You're with the folks from Melvin's Gate? Hells. I knew there'd be trouble. Oh, would you look at that? Vegas. Probably to the surprise of no one. quite a bit of damage. Let us slice it. Oh yeah, we're level 15. Why am I not wearing the fucking base dungeon stuff? Ah, right, okay. Well then, I'm so glad to see you can handle yourself. You'll find the landing boat just down here at the end of the ramp. I'll have no part of what comes next though. Alright, cool, thank you. Well, let's wait by the landing boat. Behold, a landing boat. It's a boat that lands. So why is it on the water? We don't call boats on the water water boats, do we? And we call boats in the air airplanes. Because it's in the air. Why is there a plane? Deftly handled, Chris. Once again, I am reminded of our guild master. I guess we'll take it as a compliment. Thanks to your efficient response, we'll be able to commence this inspection earlier than I had calculated. We shall board the merchant vessel out in the bay. 2 Makotes and 2 Bogadins go on a boat. Shota, if you would take the rudder, the morning star awaits. We should probably get on the boat as well, but okay. And there we go. In the sea is a big, huge fuck-off ship. To the surprise of no one. It's almost like as if there's not much else you can do with water. Except maybe swim. That doesn't sound like the smartest idea. I see, I need to use my magic to learn how to walk on water, obviously, and then we can just take a walk. Walking down the river. You know, that sort of thing. Ugh, pardon me. Since our welcoming party at the pier failed to deter us, I expect with a probability of 85%, our arrival will incite further belligerence. Most likely. Actually, no, wearing this gear out now makes me look more like an arcanist, actually. Out of all the mage classes, definitely more arcanory. Our objective, however, is not to trade blows, but to gain access to the hold. It may behoove us to employ stratagem hardhead. Alright, I'll start headbutting. The aim of our opponents is to buy time so that suspect goods may be tossed into the ocean. I do not intend to give them that time. We'll ball our way towards the cargo hold as quickly as we can. It is a tactic fraught with risk, but one that your presence makes possible. Shall we begin? We'll simply nod to that idea. She's obviously smarter than us, and no need to question the woman. Women are obviously smarter than men. That's why there's so many men that want to be women, obviously. No, that's a joke. That's a joke. No. Actually, you know what? There's probably, you know what? I'm probably too stupid to understand a lot of things in the world, but trying to make a joke that involves anything that would also consequently make you be like, hang on, this is garbage that other people spout. Really just makes me think, maybe I shouldn't say those things sometimes by idioticness. I am Forsyr Kalia. By the authority of Malvan's Gate, I request that you surrender your goods for assessment. Well now, your timing couldn't be worse, lass. The old door's all rusted up, you see. Bloody thing won't open. You're allowed to come back another day after we've fixed the hinges. I will say that cargo now. Any vessel entering your port and limbs of the Minster is bound by law to submit to a routine inspection. Oh, look at that. They all got pointy sticks. The law, is it, lads? I reckon it's time our guests had themselves a little accident. Pitch them over the side. Oh no, piratry. Don't worry, fellas. I've got a book. He has a book. Get him, lads. Anyway, let's overcharge and start taking out some of these boat swings. Chris, it's Topaz's Carbuncle time to shine. Yep, because originally the way this fight would work would be that you needed to rely on Topaz's Carbuncle to take the aggro. Obviously, we can't do that in this form because we don't actually have that capability, but we do have this form. Topaz Ruin actually happens to happen instantaneously, which is great news. It means that we can just pick it and not have to worry about taking too long. Unlike the Ruby Barrier, which does take ugh. Suddenly more have appeared. I heal must be taken first and foremost. I am trying to, game. It's trying my patience a little bit when they go after him. This navigator should be dealt with. So I should just leave these. Oh no, we got more. Ooh. A simple duty, really, just beat all the enemies up and win. Play! Although that's maybe what most of the game can be described as. You beat up enemies and win. But we did it! We beat up pretty much most of their crew. Now about the cargo. A masterful display quest. Now we can finally gain access to their cargo. Well, that could have gone better. What have we here then? It's one of those bitch animals lapdogs scampering about me ship. Oh no, he's got an axe. You're just like your mistress. Always sticking your nose in where it ain't invited. No, the book. No, it can't be. Recognized me pretty face, did ye? By God, it's another random Rogadan. My Jove. But you were caught. Exiled. Forsyth, are you hurt? Can you stand? Stay back. You stay away from me. Forsyth, please calm down. What are your orders? I've had enough of your whimpering. I've certainly had enough of these bloody books. It's clear you ain't learning anything from them. No! The book! That was the most important thing in this team. Yeah, there's a thing behind you. You're not scarping away like that. Reckon it's time you got a different kind of lesson. It's clear that things have gone bad for her in the past. Oh, she's... Kalia! No fear, preserve us. She's fainted. We must withdraw. Chris, quickly, back to the boat. We'll carry the force here. We can assume that we were able to utilize our carbuncle to good enough effect that we were able to escape. Aye, that's right. Ye slink on back to ye mistress. Ye worthless curs. Gah ha 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 ha. So yes, this is a despicable pirate who's obviously pure evil. Poor Kalia. Clear sign of potential PTSD though, I would argue. How's she doing, Esther? We'll take care of Kalia. You best return to the Arcanist Guild and report to Mistress Fun. Okay, that one was a purposeful mess up. So yeah, poor Kalia. Don't want to make fun of her, but should probably have. I honestly, with the door, you should have probably expected someone maybe to hide behind it, being like, "Oh, right, someone will open this door," and then they do stab. Yeah, but obviously things could have gone better. 100%. Does sound to be the worst thing possible for her. Right. Guildmeister! Guildmeister, the most horrible thing ever happened. A book was thrown into the ocean. Oh, and Kalia fainted and definitely saw someone she definitely didn't want to see. It's good to see you well, Chris. Gresfin sent word ahead of your travails. An unfortunate turn of events, but considering the infamous black heart you faced, you might have fared much worse. Have you heard of the pirate Dozmaga? Dozmaga? He was exiled from Limbs of the Minster some years ago, but it appears he has chosen to defy the Admiral's orders. Naturally. And once more, he dares lay a hand on Philosea Kalia. The poor lass must have been terrified. If I'd known Dozmaga was aboard that ship, I never would have assigned her that duty. Yes, that may require some time to recover. For Kalia, that man is a nightmare made flesh. Though her physical wounds will soon mend, there is little we can do to salve the hurt to her mind. You are concerned? Angry, mayhap. Harness that energy and channel it into your training. I predict we shall be needing your skills again before long. And then we can pick up some bronze pieces. A new book. It's a new book. A reading rainbow. I blame the internet for that because that was more of an America thing. Ooh, we're that close to level 16, hey? Well, pardon me. Since we are, we could just do some rest in the Nocia hunting log, actually. Yeah, pardon me. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Let's head back to Western Nocia. Let's clean up the hunting log entry. Pardon me. Of that variety. Then we can head into a dungeon. The first of many ones into a dungeon we go to. First is patches to airport, because they're all on the airport side. No, that's the wrong thing. I want this one. Like, I'm not, honestly, with the mobile version, I'm not surprised it's base 2.0. Let's face it, they need to have something for the patches, and it's good that they're able to just. It's essentially the closest thing to a Realm Reborn Classic you'll get. Which is fine, because honestly, I don't get the calls for a Final Fantasy XIV Classic. Like, oh, we need to be able to do 1.0 content again. Yeah, oh yeah, let's go back to the original Final Fantasy XIV, where everything was shit. And people were just like, nah, fuck this, I'd rather just play WoW more. Final Fantasy XIV in 1.0 was bad. It was real bad. Let's not go back to those days, please. Please, no. But some of the ideas behind the original achievement were not bad. The requirement of doing some of the classes in terms of the leveling, specifically so that you'd have a skill on more classes, isn't a bad idea on paper, but I think just overall just, oh, all melee DPS get these skills, all ranged DPS gets these skills, all magic ranged DPS get these skills, and all healers get these skills, and all tanks as well. Just, I think that sort of system obviously works overall better. In terms of just the experience, probably, or not having to be forced into doing the whole having all the classes shenanigans. I'm doing it because I like the idea of just playing the game. The one that's killing me with its pincers. Oh, how much that mantis in the window. The one that's 4 times weak to fire. Have a look on. You know what? I need to play a Gen 5 title of Pokemon. I need to play Black and White, or maybe even Black, and then maybe even Black 2 White 2. More actual properly play them properly. Mainly just because it's the gen that I've had the least experience with outside of like Gen 3. And even then, Gen 3 got remakes in Gen 6 in terms of the region itself, so you know, more experience on that front. Because at the end of the day, have I not thought the... Oh, because they were there. Because at the end of the day, it's like... I do quite like a good number of the Gen 5 Pokemon. I think their evolution levels are a little bit on the weird side, but, you know, not much you can do on that front, really. We get more intimidating music because old 6-arm music is around while we're fighting buggers. And at the end of the day, I died in 6 arms tonight. Anything to make me have mother in my head. Hooray! Sometimes I question my own mental ability. Then I remember, oh wait, I'm someone that spends their time having songs in their head while playing Final Fantasy. Of course something's wrong in my head. I'm not being a productive member of society, for one. Okay, with that part of the hunting log done for the time being, because the last part was going elsewhere. You know what, yeah, level 17 now, we can choose a... We're not choosing Bowling and fail anytime soon, hooray. We can do Copper. What do I feel like doing? I feel like doing... you know what, why not? Let's go do a 1 of Copperbell. The great thing of duty support, it means that regardless of the time of day, if you happen to play the video game at 1 in the morning, sure there might be the crowd of people that do play at 1 in the morning that you'll happily be able to get into some dungeons or even raids with. At the end of the day, that requirement is not the best. I'm going to come up with So apparently on the mobile version they've removed the fire sand altogether. And I'm thinking, huh. I mean, I get why they would do that. But the funny thing is this was already reworked to an extent already from previously. So it's a little weird, but yeah, I have a feeling, Yo, the power of our damage is going to slowly kill these things. Oh wait, aren't I using one? Yeah, I'm using them all. God, I'm using them hard left thing. Supposedly some of the stuff might also be a little bit more strict on some of the item requirements, and it's like, yeah, fair enough. It is 2.0 after all. There is a ceiling to what you can get currently on mobile. And obviously it's got all the monetization stuff. And pardon me, honestly, I'm not surprised the mobile version has all the monetization, because at the end of the day, it's a fucking mobile game in China. They're all monetized up the wazoo. What, you think Hoyo happened to make all those games be gacha games just for the fun of it? No, because they knew it, because they know that it's a good way to make money. In a world where, despite what some countries might believe in, I'm still unsure why OBS finally disconnects. It doesn't seem to be affecting the streams, but I just not have to check. It's still there, but looks to still be there, so. It's a shame that our way of dealing more damage is entirely the wave charge thing, because it means that we are not doing too much in terms of damage. Another factor of the mobile version I've heard of is that some of the bits in dungeons where there would be offshoots into different little areas are just gone completely. And it's like, fair enough, streamline the experience more, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I like there being exploration options in areas in a Final Fantasy game. I do like when that's the case. So maybe that's just me. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But there is a point. Besides, oh wait, I've just noticed something. I don't have the thing boost anymore. Oh wait, hold on. That means I'm only going to get the XP boost from the earring. Okay, so this might take longer than I thought it would. Because we got the earring here. But I'm noticing that the because normally because for a while there was the star symbol thing, which was like, oh hey, it gives you XP until X conditions are met. Maybe it's because maybe one of the conditions was met for it to just disapparate while I was not playing as much of it or something, you know. I want to be able to I think one issue also with any time when you're not playing as anything besides magical DPS in the dual support, you are forced into, at least for the time being, until we get to the point where we're able to start using the silence, we're locked into having a tank, a healer, that makes sense, and then a magical DPS if you're physical. But then you're not locked into having a physical DPS and you're magical DPS, you know? Like, for whatever reason, that just doesn't change in terms of direction. Also, I think it is possibly slower. Doing it via duty support, possibly. Just because we are not just like going balls to the wall. Like, that's one thing about a healer, when it's balls to the wall, just getting wall to wall and not being informed. That was never fun. Like, at least ask, you know? Hey, do you feel like wall to walling? Yes, no. Not just assume. Yeah, look at all the damage we're doing. Woo! kill it from here. Yeah, we didn't get 130%. Oh shit. I don't know what changed it. Maybe it was me buying Dawn Tread. That's the case, that's unfortunate because I think that means we're going to have to take longer, which means I might actually do leveling left. After we've done this one, I'll sort out the portraits for the classes because I should have done that by now. Oh no, that means it's gonna. Oh god, no, that means Blade Fox is gonna take several attempts. Oh, a lot more 1-3s. Oh no. Well, I'm not a fan of that idea. That means we wouldn't get to 70 necessarily if I made most of the Rumble Born, thankfully, but we're already like at Storm Block. As I wouldn't mind being able to be doing Rumble Born and then early Heaven's Ward more of level. Oh wait, I'm probably gonna do that anyway with like Astrology. I'm probably gonna like mess around with Astrology a little bit. Stream where we grind to be a healer required us to be a enthusiast. Let's place the powder, put it there, and then activate the blasting device. And onwards we go. Icarus Aya! I've come to smite you. First couple of seconds of the April charge for you. I actually get to the I mean, we're still getting enough experience at this point where we're hopping up to level 19 overall wise so far, which means we'll be level 20-ish, so we can do a Holotali one. Still anyway, Like, the early levels, you'll get enough XP anyway, even with, like, just, like, an earring, I think. Or even without the earring, maybe you'll get enough, it's like, it's not too bad still. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. I'm thinking ahead to, like, Stone Vigil, and how long, I don't want to do 20 billion ones of Stone Vigil. Yeah, funny. It's a shame. It's a shame the Heavensward classes are just not available until we actually get to Ishgard. Like, if they changed it so it's like you just had to get like 2.4 content, that would have been fine too, you know? Just to do like the base 30 to 50 content. But then again, Astrologian you go more over the place. Dark Knight you go more all over the place. Arcanist, you're constantly doing stuff in this shop. Even when a bunch of the friends do take you into core class, you're doing stuff in this shop. Understandably, I think you need to be smart about it. We don't need to fight, we do need to fight the FFXIV though. Oh yeah, we leveled up to have stress cast. Might as well have stress cast there, because that's useful. So that's the thing, Lucid Dreaming is always nice to have, because MP is always good to have more of. I'm sad we've lost the dog. I'm sad that Arcanist lost that dog. Because you know, at least it means that you could apply a dot and that would at least still do something, but really none of that. Which is weird considering Pondra still gets a wind and Runetarch has thunder, but they've made it not just a simple press button. No, it's now press several buttons. And it's like, ugh. So anyways, I'm going to use the Fantasia and become a female Hofgar now. Maybe then I'll learn how to draw animals better. I.e. Pokemon. It's very much I just so why do I keep doing this? At least like, you know what, I can come up with ideas for Legend CA and for Good Wild Ranger, thankfully. Because that's not out till October. Oh yeah, that's nice. Variety. Apparently I didn't have the plundered grimoire. And I don't have the one from Artali, so... And we hit level 20, so we can head into level 20 now. That's the thing, it's not too bad getting levels done. Anyway, never mind all that though, as obviously we'll head back to the arcanist guild to do level 20 quest. Hooray! So we're still getting a decent amount of experience anyway at the moment. It's probably once the number of experience points you need get to a higher amount, will it maybe playable? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Guild Moistor appears unusually distressed. Oh no. Greetings, Chris. In case such doubts fill your mind, you should know that I am ever willing to lend an ear if you find your thoughts troubled. At the very least, I would have you know this, because it seems that Kalia does not. The Forcia has been missing since this morning. Oh no. There have been other times when she has disappeared without a word, but we've always been able to find her. Alas, that is not the case this day. Were the Guildmaster here, he could deduce her whereabouts with nary a moment's concentration. I find myself beginning to wonder if those who devote themselves overmuch to Arcanium are more prone to bouts of wanderlust. But while I might wish to ponder further such oddities of character, we must needs organise a search party. Are you so kind as to make inquiries in Hawker's Alley? It is not uncommon for Kalia's wanderings to take a path through the markets. Alright, let's leave them. So, there's a chance she could just be in the markets, and then we're worrying over nothing. At least for now. That's a nice tag there. War? Question mark? On the way through limbs of Ah, Dodo-san is who we inquire. We seek a Makote agent of Melbourne's Gate. Why yes, I have seen her. Spoken of her, in fact. She was, however, apprehended by the Yellow Jackets. The others were drilling me for details about a Quillen and smuggling ring based in Airport. Then the soldiers arrived and took her away. They should know her fate, and I suggest you speak with Grenade of the Cruel Tower. Huh. Well then. To the Marauders Guild. Forcia Kalia? Yes, we brought her in for question regarding the reappearance of the pirate Dosmega. A member of the Arcanist Guild, are you? No, I see no reason to conceal the nature of our discord. Perhaps you're already aware of this, but the Forcia was once held captive by that rabid sea dog. So we can possibly imagine what he has done to her. Do you pirates sink to such depths of depravity as Dosmega? It has been 6 years now since he was exiled from Limsa de Minza for engaging in the worst kind of black market trading. Now the villain has returned. He is, however, both cunning and cautious, and continues to evade our troops. First, we hope to borrow the knowledge of Forcia Kalia, whose experiences have given her intimate familiarity with the way the scoundrel operates. At least that was our intent. After weathering a barrage of questions from the assessor, we found ourselves instead finding details of our search. Should you wish to speak with Forcia Kalia, imagine she has already returned safely to your guild. Oh, well, in that case, back to the guild. Voice little Bill. That was me trying to say guild master in reverse. Back already? You would like to believe she would return here? I'm afraid not. So the Yellow Jackets told you something of her history with Dosmaga, did they? Perhaps it would be best if I told you the entire tale. Dosmaga's banishment was the result of a surprise inspection that revealed his involvement in an underground slave trade. The assessor that stepped aboard the pirate's merchant ship spoke of finding dozens of unwashed unfortunates crammed in that squalid hold. Among these prisoners was a young Makote, destined for some black market auction block. Though Kalia was initially too terrified to even speak, the guildmaster brought her out of her fearful days with the gift of an initiate's grimoire. Yes, it's all the same tome that she has carried her entire career. Of course, did you not mention that Kalia's grimoire was thrown into the sea? There are rumours that a quicken merchant of ill repute had retrieved the black market goods the crew of the Morning Star heaved into the ocean. Even now he gloats over his salt-encrusted catch in Airport. It's entirely possible that the Forcia's most prized possession was caught up in the quicken salvage net. I have no doubt now that Kalia has reached the same conclusion. To Airport with you, Chris. That is where you will find our wayward assessor. Alright, back to Airport. So much of Limsa requires us going to Airport. What's so good about that place? It's too close to those damn Saragons. Well, while I sound slightly racist to the fish, let's face it, they speak like this. Similarly to snakes, they do. Fishbacks. Anyway. Once again, Western Lanosia. And it would appear that she's over in this side. Yes, combat pattern 256 should serve to cover all expected contingencies. You never know when you'll have to nullify a fumitage or two. My retrieval strategy is complete. Chris, it's good for you of you to come. I was unable to calculate for certain if you would piece together my movements in time. Very little is certain when so many variables are involved. But there is good news. The prisoner here was kind enough to confirm that the trader who salvaged the Morningstar's jets and cargo did indeed retrieve a tome matching the description of my lost grimoire. The Messian law and the policies of Malvin's Gate would support the confiscation of goods connected to an official inspection, but alas, my personal belongings do not fall under that definition. First, I intended to launch an unofficial offensive against this black marketeer and his cronies. Peddler has already departed for Candlekeep Quay. It is time I gathered to me such allies as I possess, and I count you as one of them, Chris. Hooray! Sorry the nature of this endeavour, Mistress Vermugen has offered me her cooperation. If you would, pray join her Oskun's embrace. That is where we shall ambush the disreputable Krikin. Nice. Power of a princess and manoeuvre, as it were, shall be utilised as the strategy used accordingly. Nonetheless, we just need to fly on back over to Lower Lanosia, pretty much. Wait, hang on. Lower Lanosia? That's not where we go. We're gonna have to take a boat. Well, or rather, we can take. Actually, can we take this boat? Because it says like Lower Lanosia. Yeah, Candlekeep Quay. That's the one we need to use, as that's what the. That's me remembering things, or at least attempting to. Yeah. But anyway, now that we're in the actual location, up we go. Oh, Prime Minister! That's what I'm thinking of when I'm saying Guildmaster. You call that a knife? This is a knife. That's a spoon. Ah, I see. You played Knifey Spoony before. Classic episode. Ah, Guildmeister, you're here. Greetings, Chris. Your arrival completes our small company. You are good for battle, I trust. We need not to wait Kylia's arrival. Once the Kraken appears on the bridge, we spring our ambush. Strategy for trapping our targets will on the two allies we have concealed on the other side of the ravine. This pincer maneuver was naturally the Forceer's idea. As for Tiger himself, the Kraken is known as a careful and cautious fellow. He travels with a small retinue word, so as to avoid attracting attention, but do not be fooled. More bodyguards follow at a distance, and will likely join the fray after hostilities ensue. Do not, however, expect any assistance from the Yellow Jackets. They cannot be seen aiding us in what amounts to a personal matter. They are willing to turn a blind eye for Kalia's sake. Phew! In any case, the Forceer's tactics account for our limited numbers and individual strengths. Victory is all but assured. Now, let us take up our positions and wait for the Kraken to arrive. Good destination! Makes us all bright and lighty. Whew. There's us, two people with books. Book people? No! Crispin, as your quota, now! There they are. Those of them to join in the festivities. They're trying to select the right thing. Kick Tikoru no scared. Tikoru has scary spell slingers. Conjurers, just as Kalia predicted, we shift to combat round 158. First, focus on the Conjurers and blunt their heals. Well, that is the plan. Oh, that's a lot more. Those two have Photo Morning Calm and then Crystal is Evening Calm. I wonder if they're related. Their families branch off into similar or on a tree or something, you know? They're not directly related, but like they are part of similar. That's it. Like, oh, the morning calms and the evening calms have been part of the same family for generations. That appears to be the last of them. Now to find the Forces Grimoire, which is over here. We did it! We attained the Grimoire! Duty complete! Victory! What DS game do I have now? Oh yeah, Soul Silver. I forgot that I got Soul Silver in the DS Lite at the moment still. Well executed everyone. Were you able to retrieve my grimoire? Chris, pray hand over the tome. Here you go, Kalia. I had the help of 3 brilliant Wakadans. The magnificent bastards. It's ruined! My wonderful grimoire is ruined! The probability of repairing this degree of damage is 0%, even though its brilliant strategy cannot undo such ravages of seawater. No, that. We killed all those mercenaries for no reason. No! I have never felt so defeated. I believe it is time I return home. Leave her be. But how can I? He is right, Aristota. You must allow Kalia time to process the loss. And you have other matters to which you must attend. Come, Chris. It's time we return to the guild as well. Yeah, we'll just leave the... I mean, we could punch the Kraken a couple of times. That'd be a fun idea. Obviously, no, we're not doing that, but still. Off we go back to the Arcanist Guild, having now done our job. Got the time back. Shame it was completely 2 more damaged. Poor Kalia. I wonder what we could do to cheer her up. Maybe a bouquet. Nah, she seems too smart for simple pleasantries like a bouquet of flowers, a nice meal. Okay, well, while I'm seemingly going that direction in my mind, let's go back to the Arcanist game. Oh, Christ. At least Graha's sealed in the tower. That way I won't have to say any weird things about him anytime soon. Not quite the victory we imagined, was it? The moment Kalia beheld her soaked and tattered grimoire, you could see the light of hope die in her eyes. There is, however, something we can do. I will call on your aid soon, but in the meantime you'll be well served to deepen your knowledge of Arcanima. And we'll take some bronze pieces. And we're level 21! Lovely stuff. We'll see what we have here. Yeah, so they can't have 4 pairs, but okay. So yeah, let's do one of Holotali, shall we? No, not G, find the G support. As we'll need the levels to be able to go into Turtle Whack. Oh. I don't know what different it is when holding it. Maybe it's because I'm standing a lot more still all the time. But always is just after a string of days of me doing the same stuff, similar stuff, even. That just adds up. Tucks that back away. Yeah, welcome back to Hot Toddy. Yeah, that's good. Oh no, they're attacking me! No! Right, let's maneuver! I need to think of some things to ramble about sometimes when I'm doing these sorts of things. I'm gonna come back to this. Hello, fireman. Yeah, turn back. I do ponder it, that's just the way that I'm sat when holding aerospace control. I might be... I'm actually curious. I honestly don't know. I can feel it tense. Right, that deals with that. Nope. Because I can feel the tenseness in my back. Just. So we'll run through Halatali, definitely. Right, so now to run through this part where, pardon me, where we pull on chain winches, and what do we get? We got a treasure coffer, and inside a pair of Doctor Solarettes, which we already had anyway, so yeah, that didn't help out matters. Nice to get treasure coffers, but you know, because I like to actually get something out of it, you know? Chain winch number 2, another treasure coffer, and fan braces. Apparently we didn't have those. Lovely. What will winch number 3 have for us when we get to it? Easy time. Honestly, I do like the fact that we do get access now to places like Halatali for duty support. It means that I think that means that those that might be a bit more not wanting to necessarily play with other people all the time will actually at least attempt to do some of these side dungeons that aren't necessary to do to get access to more of the main store. You know? Because that's not a bad thing. Honestly. If it wasn't for the... Honestly, when it comes to the Violet Nuzlocke currently, I would beeline straight to Tulip if it wasn't for the fact that I know that half a team have fairy moves to stop me from using a dark type like Masquerada. Holy shit, 3 treasure coffers in a row? What the hell is our RNG on this today? Which means the way we're meant to head is... yeah, this way. Just follow my head. Chain winch number 4. Ah, the toy stilettos. Well, when we level Wogue up, then that'll be useful. But man, we're just not getting it much else, are we? This is weird. I would have thought we would have done this by at least once. Oh, gas bomb. So, okay, so 4 treasure coffers and a gas bomb. That's a weird way for it to have gone, but oh well. Yeah, it's not too bad then, I guess. Right, time for this thing. teeth. Kill us, are we? How dare you talk about that? Doesn't it know that the only thing that's about to happen is us killing it? And honestly, Tuna's team just looks a little off in the sense of just the overall grand scheme. Because two Pokemon that die very, very easily to dark. Two that still die to dark but has ways to counter it with Fairy. Which means it's still type like Bonsong that we have. Because we have the Bonsong means that we could probably do quite well with that. The only thing we've got to be careful of with Florges is it does also happen to have last move, so we can't just throw water type at it. So Gastron's actually completely useless for that fourth Pokemon, basically. Oh, and Florges turns into Psychic, so it's actually weak to dark moves. So if we've got a Pokemon that's able to tank all of the other moves it has, and it also happens to have a dark move, then we're in the cliffs. Level up. Let's see if we can get anything out of this stuff. Ah, we got Cool's Eye. Not sure if we had that before. But also hitting level 22 just nets us to summon Emerald. Not even a quest. Just, just Emerald one now. And of course, fun fact, if we were playing Summoner, we would actually, if we were over leveled, we would actually not get be able to do some of the quests. Just because we would have had to yet to have beaten the primals up. Like, Summoner actually is like the one class you can't do all the quests from the moment you get the class. At least in current class. Don't know if that's going to be the case for mobile. I'm sure someone can check and go, oh yeah, no, you still have to like actually have beaten the primals up. They won't let you otherwise and everything like that. And they'll be like, oh, fair enough, that makes perfect sense to me. I will probably, if I can get a version of it working on PC when it comes to local, I'll happily take a look at it on stream. Otherwise, I'd probably have space on my phone for you. So, this bit, which is really, really quick, because it's just 2 enemies, a door, and then a flight of stairs. Oh no, I've forgotten how to go upstairs. Oh no, I'm quite well. Never mind. Alatali. Not a bad dungeon, I'll admit. I don't mind it as a dungeon. Now fight is Tangata and done with Alatali. But now we have access to the Emerald Carbuncle. Wounds at him. More bit is a very simple, just take the ads down. Sort of, so you know. I do like the I actually do like once you've actually gotten like the carbuncles that a good number of the like the fact that you can utilize it to do different attacks, different versions of ruin is quite nice. I do like that they do become like effigies of the primals. So like you're utilizing the power of said primal, not in its purest form, but in a form that allows you to do more. Like once we got Summoner, we can actually look and be like, oh yeah, that's just Phoenix. Oh, that's just Bahamut. Well, a version of Bahamut, obviously not full-on Bahamut. Imagine if Summoners had to do Binding Coil in order to actually be able to summon Bahamut stuff. That would be painful. But anyway, we did it. We beat the thing, which means, hey, we're now level 23. Okay. And we have got some gear that's bleeding yellow hat now, aren't we? Do we already have Ludus Orchestration Roll, or did we use that? No, apparently we didn't have it before. Huh. What's that one? That's Maze. Oh yeah, so at level 8, I'm level 80, frag weapon confirmation. That's, we could do that. We could use that on pretty much any class that we have at 50. Funny enough. Okay, so we're level 23, we're not level 24, so we can't go into total act just yet. So yeah, we're already noticing that we're not just going boom, 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 boom now. We actively have to go do other things. You know what? Yeah, let's go do other stuff. Let's head over to Airport and then hop over to where the Hunt Log is. Because that should just give us plenty of experience, really. At least that's the idea. It's 9:01. We might even say screw it and go see if we can go into leveling with that. Obviously, it would only allow us to do stuff we're of level 4, but you know, that's fine. You know, might do it, and then that should help us be of a higher level, hopefully. But hey, doing unlock stuff works too, you know. That's the thing, at the end of the day, experience is experience, and as long as you get experience, then that means you are going to level up and all that, and that's good. Getting all hepped up over the exact fundamentals of what's more optimal, like, I gotta say, the Tifa card from the Final Fantasy X deck in Magic is actually quite brutal because like that deck has many ways to get many creatures up to power 7, meaning that's just 2 combat phases where all the enemies get untapped, so it's like boom, are strong. So that means if they're all like real high damage and you have no way of blocking, just put double strike on them and you're dead. You will die. Right, let us fly back over to Airport for the moment, and yeah, it's 9:30 in the morning, so maybe, just maybe, something like the roulettes are usable at this point, because yeah, increasing item level. As you can see, our average item level for some of this stuff isn't met, but to be fair, it's like trials, main scenario, alliance raids, and high level dungeons. That's what it's going to be. So the high level dungeons ones are for the things that are 50 to 90, basically. Will be selected around among those you've unlocked. So, you know, fair enough. Leveling is the stuff you've unlocked that happen to be of the leveling side of things, so you know, the lower level stuff. Trials are specifically the trial stuff, so say something like Wamu. Main scenario is something like is specifically Castrum, Meridium, Batorium, or Porta di Camana. And Alliance raids for us currently is specifically going to be obviously not anything else other than just, you know, Crystal Tower. So we can do this at the very least. And see, average wait time 8 minutes. I'd rather we'd be doing stuff. I'd rather be doing things than waiting at the moment. So yeah, okay. So it's not too bad by the looks of things at the moment. But you know, we've made it to level 24, so we'll just hop into Terralac on our own accord. Simple as that. Simple as that. By the way, one time during the other day, for whatever reason, I wake up in the morning and I look at in one of my cups and I'm just like, oh, a moth has died. Why did a moth choose to commit suicide in my cup? So weird. And I'm still annoyed at TikTok with all the people that choose to censor words. Like, you can say death, you can say kill, you can say pedophile. We know what you're meaning when you say PDF file. For the record, since I actually have done quite a lot of stuff with actual PDFs, not censoring the word, just censoring different words, just you know. But then again, that's because computers. So you know, it's so weird sometimes. Just like, oh wait, we can't say this word anymore. Are their censors really just that strict? Or are people just really just making me go, man, I'm too millennial for this Gen Z bullshit? Even though I'm Gen Z, by all accounts. It's just I think there should be a definition of those that were around before the year 2000 as a whole, because there's way too much that I actively used that even those in the middle of the years that count as Gen Z were being phased out before they could start remembering shit. I used VHS players for a long while. But hey, that was that's what it was like for 2002 Labour government. The only reason why I had a DVD player as a kid was because the PS2 came out. Similar thing with Blu-ray player. PS3, much more affordable. But then again, I don't know, I look at like the most popular, it's like, it's always Call of Duty on like Game Pass. I'm just thinking to myself, why is this the most popular thing? And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember, I'm a Nintendo subscriber. Of course I couldn't play Call of Duty at the same time everybody else my age was playing Call of Duty. I could have been playing Call of Duty, but on Wii. Huh. Okay, so maybe a bad example as a thing, but to be fair, the Wii was not really for hardcore gamers, and Call of Duty hardcore. I made myself laugh. But still, the point definitely gets made. I think there was a level of stupidity to be had by all. Oh yeah, I forgot to put potentially the gear. Oh, damn it, I'm gonna get there. Yeah, despite the fact that Topaz and Emerald are instant casts, it damage tier-wise, it goes Emerald, Topaz, and then Ruby obviously deals more damage, but at the cost of casting time. Yeah, because we have got stuff that would be more suited for this point. A nice little hole in the robe just for our tail. How lovely. I learned recently that some belts you can get online have come with like a Velcro bit that allows you to have like a, obviously like a keyring thing on it. So all I thought of first was when I looked there, I'm just like, I just turn around to someone and go, hey look, dangly bit. So that shows the humour of everyone in the room at the time. But more importantly, of course, though, it makes sense. I just need more keys. Oh, I just used an energy dream while I still had fastest time. I'm not paying attention. Well, it's not like I'm going to be needing it too much on this next boss anyway, considering it's just the fast curl on Ninetales. Not having to worry about the hill checks of Totowak. I didn't have a night visor? Huh, I did. Or did I level all the physical? No. Oh, I was standing too close. Ah. Totowak is on 100% one of those dungeons where it's like, this is proof whether or not the healer is actually learning how to heal. And at the same time, it's funny, like, up until you get to level 5, you physically can only do one class as healer. Even tanks, you get two options. You get Marauder or Gladiator, and then once you have job stones, you get your hands on Paladin and Warrior, respectively. So, you know, it's weird. It's really weird to me. Oh, they love to stone at me. Come on, just put him in this. Die already. Look at me casting. I have a monocle. A monocle suits arcanist really well, actually. I should go through all the classes that I need for the instances where we do play with others, so it's like it doesn't just look like, wow, someone forgot to actually do that thing. Of course, I attacked the one mushroom that isn't merely aggroed by the tank. Woo. Not yet, wait. Cannot use my casting. Not yet, wait. Cannot use my casting. I am spamming you. I am the best spammer. So you can see this, the frames of how much you can spam the button for that. Sometimes. Man, we haven't done enough ones, but because yeah, if I look at this, it's like I haven't gone through all the Disciple of War stuff, so class bonuses, so I'm surprised I'm still getting stuff. And then again, everything that's anything that's below level 30 will get glamour, will probably get glamoured once I'm at the point where every of them are wearing level 30 plus gear. Just because that will free up the space for, well, 30 to 50 stuff, which will then keep for the purposes of elemental classes if they need them. And then once they're at 50, we can get rid of everything that isn't being used. That's below 50. And hey, sometimes there might be ones that we just don't want in the glamour chest anymore, so we might need more glamour because there's quite a lot of bits of gear around. And our second Cooler Ninetales! Hurrah! I just realised like if you could attack, hang on, because of the way that it had the spell that I've got on me, I just noticed because of so if I take the stealth bit off, well, level 25 by the way, we'll be able to get the next quest. So this is a thing, it's ideally intended for you to like say put like some keys on or something. But I just realised like take that off and like if we had something that would work as another another strap or something, like if that could be hooked on there, essentially you could have me by the waist. You could drag me along by the waist with like a belt, with like a rope or something. Another belt even. I've realised that now. So, you know, that's slightly concerning. Of what people could do to me. Didn't realise I was into that sort of thing, but hey, you know, the more we learn. Darwin, I have one too many pair of trousers. No. Actually, that level 25, so nope. Still best. Obviously, next dungeon at this point after Turtle Rack is level 28. Sadly, we didn't get as much experience as I would have liked. Like, we're more of level than I thought we were. Maybe we do need to go and do, like, one sort of leveling thing. You know, just as a, in general, hey, we need to do a thing. To maybe make it so we're more likely to actually get the experience. Man, I'm actually missing out on that experience. I didn't realise it was gone. Maybe it was gone. Maybe it was gone when we caught Mana. So that means it just was gone because enough time had gone past since we started the character or something. Yeah. Well, there's something that I mean I would love to just make it from there. Just mess around with one. At the same time, I don't want to burn myself out. It's probably why it's nice to take a little bit of a break actually from it due to me just not being up at the right time to do one or whatever. So, you know. Thousand More's a toe rack. More bearable when it's just me and the AI. I recently noticed that there's supposedly tools online now where you can use AI to make like all those shite clickbait thumbnails, and I'm just thinking, yes, let's make more people be doing a shite thumbnail thing. Like, I'll admit, my thumbnails are not bad, are not the best. Like, I'll admit, like, I could obviously do maybe better, like spend a month learning how to draw a bit better, and who knows on just how much different they could easily be. But at least all my stick figures and my shite attempts at drawing specific Pokemon and occasionally a Digimon, at least at the end of the day, you know, it's authentic. It's just me being a shite drawer, a shite artist, more than anything else. Like all of the shite clickbaity AI thumbnails that you see online, there's no soul to it. It's soulless. It's heartless. There's nothing to it other than just, we need this thumbnail to get people to go, ooh, we should click that. I think that means that it loses a sort of sense of comedicness you can do with the thumbnail. Like, there was a span of I did a span of 3 thumbnails that was quite simple, just, Forgato with a job application, you know, because there was those memes of job applications. And then like a whole bunch of Pokemon and Kote version of ourselves here all trying to also get jobs now, because Forgato did so well with getting a job, because Forgato is a brilliant thing. And then criticizing my own art by just being like, yeah, Pokemon's own thing is much better, it's so much better as art. Mine is trash. I would say it's golden trash. They say more like belongs in the trash. And with that we say the SpongeBob reference. Hooray! And then I just went for like, you know, Masquerada could probably do some parlor tricks to be able to be thievery, so what if I wore Masquerada's mask, and while they're distracted, Masquerada could just take... And I use a Master Ball because, you know, that's a very good idea to have, because it just guarantees you can catch anything. Whether that be a shiny, really hard to catch Pokemon in general, wasted on something that really shouldn't waste it on. The Conjure and Probotage AI just works. That is silly. Targeting me for flashing points. Oh, get out. Right. That man. And once the tail's dealt with, why does the AI choose to stand in the poison? I have no fucking understanding of that. I guess it does replicate those incompetent players that do that shit, I guess, quite well. Could just be some really ruins and just not done, huh? That has been easy to do the trick, then. Yeah, it's about similar timing. Emerald Ruins good to expand different ruins with them. It's all about that learning process, I guess. But we do that with level 26, which nets us, well, some extra half gloves for starters, we'll have those. And now I'm gonna swap these around a little. So I want, we can do that basically. So now we have Outburst there and Precious Brilliance there does the same thing but with the AoE affair. So, you know, lovely stuff. Being at a stronger state of mind. Level 26, that nets us not Hawkeye. We're 2 levels below it now. But it does also net us, since we did hit level 26, another quest for us to do in the Arcanist Guild. Hooray! So back to Limsa we go. Get the level 25 quest done. That will some amount of experience on its own accord by us having to do shit, and then we'll maybe go and do trying, despite my back, I am trying to stream more and more hours. We've got to try and push it more towards 4 hours on average, 3 hours on average, 3.5. Oh, I'm just pressing through. We gotta go to Memory's trading post and speak with anyone who might have seen the Guildmaster. That's the point, is that, oh, there's rumours that he's been sighted around there. You might as well go check it out. My mind has started to go blank, you see, a little bit. So yeah, we gotta go to Memory's trading post, which is, of course, ideally the best way to get there is, of course, taking the boat up to Airport and then flying upwards. We're doing this so much, you could probably compiled every time we've made the journey to Airport and back at this point, and I mean, hey, I'm all for seeing compilations of myself online. That would be kind of neat, actually. If anyone happens to make compilations of anything, of any clips of anything that happens to be of what I've done, cool, let me know. I'll watch. I'll be like, you know what, yeah, that bit there, that was the best thing I've done all stream. Thank you for essentially archiving it in case I decide to nuke my channel one day. I don't see why I would nuke it on my own accord. Last time I checked, I'm not using any uranium for nuclear purposes. Or at least that's what the US claims. Anyways, this witness here. Evening, sir. Aye, I was the one that sent word to your guild about spotting your leader. So outside to see Curate here roaming about. He asked me the way to Pharos. Could it be he was seeking to speak with a scholar who lives out there? Ah. Well, that's actually very helpful information. So, this way. The quest name is Grimoire Fandango. Of course, when I think of Fandango, I think of, well, currently TNA wrestler Johnny Curtis, who was formerly known as Fandango. I actually did like his gimmick. You know what, Breezango was great. I'm sad that they didn't do as well as they could have in the tag division, but then again, they were a comedy undercard tag team, and that's fair enough as well, you know? Not everyone needs to win all the things ever. Anyway, speaking of names that happen to be relating to tag teams in WWE currently on the SmackDown brand, Tanga Tonga, the hidden 4th member of the Bloodline, 20th member of the Bloodline at this point. Hello there, why yes, I did receive a visit from a gentleman identifying himself as the Arcanist Guildmaster, an odd fellow, but obviously possessed of a well-rounded education. As it so happens, he bid me pass on the message to anyone who came searching for him. Ahem. Reunited. The 3 slips of parchment hold the problem to the solution. Guildmaster mentioned that the slips of parchment are concealed among the bones of Pharos. I suppose you are expected to search for them. Oh, damn it. Everyone has to make it a game, don't they? Right, well, hidden parchment number 1. So if we want to do the, not Arcanist, thing, then there are some pigment here. I stood here when I aggroed it. That's how of level we are. I aggroed the pigment. These poor balls burn my house to the ground, all they can say is Pikmin. No! But yes, Outburst! Does less damage because it's the AoE option. Hooray! Which also means that the other thing to do with it is the pardon me, the AoE versions of our ruby. No, of our ruins that we can do through Gemstone. You know what I mean? So they'll become Emerald, Topaz, and Ruby Outburst, respectively. Because so yeah, that just means that now I won't see the hung up symbols there, and I've got more serpent seals away. Right, where is this parchment? There it is, there's the parchment. This is so much better to do with a mount, because at least then I can fly over to this bit instead of having to navigate the bones. Yay, fighting. Now we're good. Anyways. We did it! Because it was busy casting some other thing. Stupid footman. It's like so close to Tamatonga. In a way, you know? Like a Tongan. You know what? I like the fact that Soda Sakawa has had a bit more of a comedic angle with like his being in the Money Bank Rana match recently. Because it gives more character to it than to him, other than I'm trying to be the new tribal chief. Look at me be a badass. It's like, But we've tracked down the parchments. Hooray! Interesting. They actually exist. To be perfectly honest, I thought you had been sent on a wild dodo chase. Let's have a look at these, shall we? Well. Pendant Agent Allegan, no less. Fortunately for you, I have a passing familiarity with the script. Seek the box at full fools. Dance a jig for your wooden audience. Claim the secret from the open heart. Most cryptic set of instructions, I must say. Do you intend to follow them? The Guildmaster of yours certainly enjoys his games. Yes, he certainly does. You know what? Let's go grab Dancer real quick, and then I can do a dancey dance like that. No, that's not allowed. We have to do this like this, because it's the way it's done. Oh yeah, the claw pups are on the hunting block. We're not intending to fight. Proximity. Very good. Yep, it's jammed shut, so we now dance, and there are some trees nearby. And, oh well, then again, the box is wooden, so... We do the Shite Makote dance. Box waddles and thumps about, as if something within seeks to be freed. It appears the lid has been loosened somewhat. Oh, let's take a look. What's in the box? Ah! Slugs! Get them off me! Get them off me! Thankfully, we do have our AoE option now, which is going to be very useful for not dying. Oh. This time. Kill ourselves a little. Damn it! Why were there tree slugs? Boo! Okay. Oh, there we go. Took a while there for the box to be now interactable again. You find a slip of parchment inside the box. If there were answers you would seek, then to the trading post now go. Before the owner be not meek. Your 2 feet provide a show. Ah. Well, while we go about dancing some more, might as well do this hunting log entry while I'm here. Just for the fun of it, you know. Oh yeah, it's a 4 entry. Huh. That's... I noticed that there was a bit of... It's actually gone a bit colder. I think there's actually a nice cool breeze coming in through the window at the moment, which is lovely. I'm so thankful we seem to have gotten through the worst of the weather this week. Like, it was just gonna... Like, last week, it was just gonna get worse and worse throughout the whole of the week, and it was just... Oh, look. It's a giant enemy crab. Actually, you know what? Why have I not had my chocobo out? What the fuck have I been doing doing with myself? Let's fight it, you know? You rarely do, fate. I want more XP. Turn defender, but I don't think it's actually got many ways of being able we've beaten the giant. Ah, there's the bot message. I was wondering when it was going to happen. We haven't seen it in a while. Which suggests to us one thing. It detects when you... I think it detects the tags that are to do with Final Fantasy specifically. Also, it uses... Also, quite often I see... I believe Natsu Dregnil is the name of a fairy tale character. Right, so I won't get murdered, hopefully, by any fairy tale fans. But anyway, memory requires us to see a dance. How do I... do this. Port. No. Remove. That is deleted. Koetia, another Kote, choosing to sit. Oh god, he's gonna ruin his legs doing that. Ah, now that was most entertaining. I must have something to amuse me during these little jaunts back to civilization, you understand. Based on my evaluation of your abilities, however, I calculated you would arrive at this point somewhat earlier. You balked at the dancing, didn't you? Never expected you to be so shy. I'm someone that likes the idea of using a book. Of course I'd be shy. Another fable to add to your list of characteristics. I keep extensive mental notes of all the guild members, you see. As an arcanist, it was a simple matter to engineer a fence so that I might meet you face to face. After all, strategy is a tool used to manipulate one situation into the desired reality. And I do so enjoy seeing others dance in the palm of my hand, as it were. Which is why you don't bother wanting the guild. Here, you may have this. Think of it as a payment for your performance. Woo! A more fancier book! Yippee! I wonder if we should be giving it to Kelia. Though you might consider passing the tome on to Kelia, that is the reason you sought me out, was it not? Before you give Kelia the grimoire, however, I must insist that you dance for her. You will know if you don't. And he's putting his finger in the sky because he acknowledges our tribal chief. All this banal interaction has simply exhausted me. It is time I return to my studies. You, on the other hand, should travel forthwith to the anchor yard in Limsa Laminza. Be well, Chris. We shall meet again. I am 100% of it. Certain of it, specifically. So, okay, so we'll go from there. Right, back to Limsa. I'm not wasting my time walking through. I'll take the increased money cost. But yes, back to Limsa for this quest. And the best A for white for us at this moment will be the one in the Earth Castle. As we head this way. Yeah, this way works. Specifically this way. Come along, Fat Cat. We must make our way to the destination. And then, sadly, we have to dance again. Like, ugh, I'm not a fan of all this dancing. So anyway, time to go pick up dancing. Fun. I'm being funny. Ugh. Kelia! My mind is ordinarily a whirlwind of probabilities and feints and counterattacks, but now there is naught but silence. This is how it once used to be. And perhaps how it will always be from now on. Oh, well. Kelia, watch this! Kelia, look at me go! Yeah, I'm a dancing person, yeah! Let's do a disco move. While I come up with more cringy dance maneuvers, were you always one for dancing? I don't recall any such you've met with our guildmaster, haven't you? Yep, that will explain your odd behaviour. He does so enjoy seeing people perform unexpected acts of frivolity. But what could have spurred our reticent guildmaster to speak with you in person? Well, I've got this book. He gave you this grimoire to give to me? Uncanny. It is identical to the tome I received the first time I ever met our leader. Look at how precious our face is. Closes help complete the look. You have my thanks, Chris. The guildmaster is fond of games and mischief, and I understand the troublesome trials he likely put you through before deeming you worthy of his attention. Yeah, those slugs were trying to get everywhere. With this gift, however, his message to me is abundantly clear. I am to shape reality into the one-eyed desire. And that means defeating Dusmaga. Okay, maybe scale that down a little bit. God, my mind is alive again with strategies. I must have time to think. Play inform Mistress Thumb game of my return to duty. Hooray! We did it! We made her feel happy again. That's exactly what we wanted, precious Kelia. Yeah. And now, the dance of joy. And of course, before that, the dance of victory is also required as well. And maybe even the dance of I need to stop referencing Team 4-Star. I'd rather not keep doing that. I don't know why. There's just a part of me that's just like, if I reference them too often, it becomes bad. And even then, it's just going to be DBCA, because I haven't watched anything else. And that just goes to show what made people watch them. So, you know. To the Arcanist Guild! Hooray! We have a happier Mikote now. Woo! Kelia has recovered from her despondency. This is wonderful news. We have you to thank for it. And my cardbook will probably just strike at you. It's unfortunate, however, that both Kelia and our guildmaster are possessed of such impenetrable personalities. But at least in the case of the Fourth Seer, we have an inkling as to the nature of the cage that imprisons her. I continue to hope that her partnership with you shall gradually pry those bars apart. Return to your training, Chris, and prepare yourself for the demanding tactics Kelia is sure to formulate in the days ahead. And probably indeed, and we can pick up on these things, but we'll go through the silver piece as a whole. This doesn't. We can examine them. They're currently a level 21 rogue. Have they got an adventure plate currently? Okay, a basic one. Fair enough. By God, it's a furry. Gotta be careful. But, yeah. Okay, my back is feeling it, so... Next time on a grind session, we'll finish up doing the arcanist stuff to get our hands on Summoner and Scholar, and then we might even dabble with some Scholarness into like places like Hawkeye and Brave Fox for a bit. Or we may end up just carrying on the main story regardless with White Mage if we're so desperate to just do that. Hell, we could even just play as fucking Samurai really if we really wanted to. We've got a number of things we can do. So, yeah, until next time, see you all. Bye bye.